Friends, welcome in Network Security Fundamental course. Before we enter the material section of Network Security Fundamentals, we must understand broadly the meaning of computer network, means that what is the computer network. Now, a network consists of two or more computers that are linked in order to share resource, exchange files or allow electronics communications is called the computer network. Means that computer network is the method by which we connect the computers for exchange the different type of components. Now, computer networks are divided into 5 types. First is the local area network. Shortly we can say it's LAN. A local area network is a private property network in a building. A LAN is used to connect personal computers and workstations in the office of a computer to exchange informations. Means that when we want to connect the different type of computers in a small area, then it's known as LAN, such as your office. Second is the MAN. MAN is also known as Metropolitan Area Network. Metropolitan Area Network, basically a larger LAN. MAN can include company office that are located adjacent to or also located in an area of a city. Means that when we connect the computers of the city or town, then it's known as MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. Now third is the wide area network. Its scope covers a wide geographical area. Means that we want to computer and we want to connect the different type of computers in the larger area, then it's known as wide area network. And next is the internet. The internet is a communication network that connects one electronics media with other media. Supporting technology standards use the transmission control protocol or internet protocol suites. Means that when we want to exchange the informations in the internet, then we use the TCP/IP protocol. Means that we follow these rules of the TCP/IP protocol. Next is the wireless area network, related to communications between computers systems without using cables. These wireless network is often used for computer networks both at close distance, a few meters, using a device Bluetooth transmitter and a distance via satellites. This field is closely related to the field of telecommunications, information technology and computer engineering. Popular type of network in this wireless network category include wireless local area network and Wi-Fi. Means that the wireless network cover the two type of communications. First is the Bluetooth transmitter communications and second is the Wi-Fi communications. These are comes the wireless network. Now next is what is the network security, that why we want the security. Network security is policies and practice to prevent and monitor access, misuse and denial of unauthorized modifications that occur on computer network. Means that we does not want to change the informations, we does not want to change the data in our computer, so we require the network security. So network security fundamental are entry level security that cover the basic concept of network security. So in this course we cover the fundamental parts of the network security. Now network security consists of several concepts such as confidentiality. Network security is useful for maintaining the confidentiality of company data. Means that we does not want to disclose the company data, so we require the confidentiality of the company data. Next is the integrity. Integrity means maintain data consistency, accuracy and trust. The data it must not be changed. People who does not have right in it. Means that we does not want to change the data by the other persons. Means that only authoritative persons change the data. Next is the availability. Make improvement to hardware if needed and maintain the operating system environment. Next is the authentications. The sender of the information can be correctly identified and there is a guarantee that the identifier obtained is not fake. Means that we want the authentication of the data, so we require the network security. Next is the non-reproduction. The neither sending or receiving information cannot deny the sending and receiving of the meshes. So these are the some components, so we require the network security. So this is the module number 1. Now we go in the module number 2. Friends, again welcome in network security fundamental course. Now in the module number 2 we understand about the OSI model, that how OSI model work and that how OSI model layer work. Now when we start stepping into computer network science, the first thing we learn is usually TCP/IP. TCP/IP protocols work for the network connections. The international standard organizations standardize the protocol currently known as the Open System Interconnection or OSI protocol model. That means all the data will be transferred according to the OSI model. The OSI model is a reference and basic concept of the theory of how a protocol works. Now, OSI becomes a connection standard for a computer. In addition, it was created also to fulfill certain objectives. Now, OSI has 7 layers. Each layer has a functions and has their respective roles. Means that every layer has a different functions and different tasks. Now, first we learn about the which layer will be in the OSI model. Now first is the physical layer, second is the data link layer, third is the network, fourth is the transport, fifth is the session, sixth is the presentation, and last seventh is the application layer. These 7 layers are come in the OSI model, where physical layer is used for the bits transmissions and it's used the Ethernet, fiber and wireless protocol, and in the hardware part it work on the hub and repeaters. Means the hub and repeaters are connected with the OSI physical layer. Now second layer is the data link layer. Data link layer is responsible for the frames. Means that if every data is not successful transmit, then again the data will be transferred, and this is depend on the data link layer. And data link layer is connect with the Ethernet and ATM. These two type of protocol are connected with the data link layer. And when we talk about the hardware part, then switch and bridges are connected with the data link layer. Third and most important layer is the network layer. Network layer are responsible for interconnections of the different type of computers. Here IP, ICMP, IPX and ARP protocol are used in the network layer, and the hardware part, that is the router, is connected with the network layer. When we talk about the data, then how packet will be sent, then it's depend on the data link layer. Next is the transport layer. In the transport layer we work on the TCP, UDP and SPX protocols, and the segmentation parts of the data is responsible on the transport layer. Next is the session layer. Session layer is responsible for the inter-host communications, and it uses the AppleTalk and Winshock protocols, and the data is depend on the session layer. Next is the presentation layer, that how we present the data in the receiver side. So here we JPEG, GIF or MPEG protocol are used in the presentation layer, and how we data representation and encryption will be happen, it depend on the presentation layer. Last is the application layer. In the application layer is used for the network process to applications, and here we use the HTTP, FTP or SMTP protocols. So these are the 7 layer which comes the OSI model. Now we discuss the all layer one by one. Now first is the physical layer. The physical layer is the first layer in the OSI network reference model. The responsibility is to transmit data bits. It is done from the sender physical layer and addressed to the receipt physical layer. Means that in the hardware side, the sender and receiver are connected with the physical layer. Next is the data link layer. The data link layer is the second layer from the bottom in the OSI model, which can convert network frames that contain data, that detect error and transmit failure frames. MAC address are also implemented in this layer. Some devices such as the network interface card, layer 2 switch and network bridges also operate here. Means that the data link layer is work on the frames. Means that if any data is failed to transmit, then it's again transmit by the data link layer. Next is the network layer. Network layer has the task of defining IP address. That how we define the IP address, that is depend on the network layer. Means that in every computer we have a IP address and that is defined by the network layer. These make each computer can be connected to one network. Network layer also functions to carry out the routine process and makes headers on existing data package. That how we make the packets, how we transmit the packets, these all are depend on the network layer. Next is the transport layer. This layer will break the data into package and give serial number to the data package so that they can be rearranged when they reach the destinations. Means that the how we break the data is depend on the transport layer, and the receiver side how we collect the data, how we collect the packets, it depend on the transport layer. In this layer will determine the protocol that will use to transmit data. For example, TCP protocol. This protocol will send data packets while also ensuring that the packet is received successfully, and retransmitted package that are lost or damaged in the middle of the road. Means that if any packet will be lost in the transmitter or receiver side or in the channel side, then it again is transmitted by the transport layer. Next is the session layer. Session layer will define how connections can be made, maintained or destroyed. At this layer there are name recognitions, NFS or SMB protocol. Mean that the three parts, that how we make the connections, how we maintain the connections and how we disconnect the connections, these are depend on the session layer part. Next is the presentation layer. The presentation layer is responsible for the formatting and delivery of informations to the application layer for further processing or displaying. Means that how we display the data is depend on the presentation layer. It relieves the application layer of concern regarding synthetical difference in data representations within the end user system. And example of the presentation service would be the conversion of the EBCDIC coded text computer file to an ASCII coded files. And last layer is the application layer. The application layer is an abstraction layer that specifies the shared communication protocol and interface method used by host in a communications network. The application layer abstraction is used in both the standard model of the computer networking, the Internet Protocol Suite, TCP/IP, and the OSI model, although both models use the same terms for their respective highest level layer. The detailed definitions and purpose are different. So friends, this is the second module of the network security fundamentals. If you have any query, then you can ask me. Now we go in the module number 3rd. Friends, welcome in module number 3rd of fundamental of network security. Now here we understand about the different type of attacks and network attacks will be happen in our computer. Talking about the network security, there are several kind of network attacks. There are many types of attacks on computer network. The following are some of the attacks most often used by the attackers. First is the spoofing. Spoofing is an attack technique that is carried out by the attackers by falsifying data so that the attackers can look like a trusted host. IP spoofing and ARP spoofing in a particular may be used to leverage man-in-the-middle attacks against host on a computer network. Means that there are two types of spoofing will be happen in the network. First is the IP spoofing and second is the ARP spoofing. Spoofing attacks which take advantage of the TCP/IP suite protocols may be integrated with the use of firewalls capable of deep packet inspections or by taking measure to verify the identity of the sender or receipt of a message. Means that we get the spoofing. In the spoofing method, they get the informations by the sender or receiver message and they leak the data. Next is the DDoS, distributed denial of the service. DDoS is a type of attack on a computer or a server on the internet network by consuming resources that are owned by the computer. So the computer cannot perform its function by actually being used to save other users to gain access to computer that are the attacks. Means that the computer is controlled by the other person on a different places, so we cannot use the best utilization of the computer. Next is the sniffing attack. Sniffing attack is the data thief technique by monitoring and analyzing each packet of the data that is transmitted from the client to the server. So in the sniffing method, they thief the data. When data is transmitted from the server to client, then in this type they thief the data. So this is called the sniffing attack. Next is the SQL injections. SQL injections is an attack technique that utilize website security that allow users to enter data without filtering out malicious character, so that attackers can get access to the application database. Inputs are usually entered into certain parts of the website that are related to the site database. So this is the SQL injections. And last is the Trojan horse. This is the very famous network security. This is a famous virus in the market. Trojan horse is in computer security, is an attack that can damage our network or systems. It can damage the system also. With a Trojan horse attack, an attackers can gain access right to the target and use to find information from the target. Means that by the Trojan horse, the other persons can also control on your computers and can access all the informations and access all the things on your computer. So these are some network attacks which will be happen in the our computer side. Friends, welcome in fundamental of network security. Now in module number 4 we understand how we protect the network. Till now we understand that how data will be transmitted from transmitter side to receiver side using the OSI model. Then we understand about the different type of attacks which will be happen on our network. Now here we understand about the protecting types, that how we protect the network. After learning types of network attacks, we must also know to secure a network, that how we secure the network. Here are some simple tech things that are useful for protecting the network. By these methods we can protect our network from the attackers. First is the physical security. Physical security describes security measures that are designed to deny unauthorized access to facilities, equipment and resource, and to protect personal and property from damage or harm, such as espionage, theft, terrorist attacks. Physical security involves the use of the multiple layer of interdependent system that include CCTV surveillance, security guard, protecting barriers, lock, access control, perimeter instruction detections, internet systems, fire protections, and other systems designed to protect person and property. So means that by the physical security we have different type of security, and we can secure the data by the physical side. Second is the unified threat management. It is also known as UTM. Unified threat management is an approach to information security where a single hardware or software installation provide multiple security functions. UTM must have a minimum of several covering security features which is a firewall, intrusion detections, intrusions preventions. So first is the firewall. There are three types of security which will be covered in the UTM. First is the firewall intrusion detection, second is the intrusion prevention. Now first is the firewall. Firewall is a computer network security systems that function is to protect computers from various type of attacks from outside of computers. Means that firewall is a guard, it works as a guard for your computer. A firewall works by monitoring and controlling all incoming and outgoing network traffic that used to be based on established security rules. Means that every data which will be come in your computer is first checked by the firewall. Second is the IDS. IDS is the intrusion detection system. Is a method that can be used to support suggested activity in the system or network. Means that how we perform the work, how we do the work in our network, that is directed or suggested by the IDS. And third is the IPS, intrusion prevention system. It is a software that works behind a firewall to identify and block threats to the network by accessing every packet that passes based on the network protocol in the applications and tracking threats to the network security. So by the two methods we can secure our network. First is the physical security, means that hardware security, and second is the UTM, that is cover the software security. So this is the module number 4 of the fundamental of network security. Friends, till now we understand about the two type of protections. First is the physical protections, that is called the hardware protections, and then we understand about the software protections. Now we go in the software protections, that how we do the different type of software protections. It does not matter what type of business you have, it is important to give priority to network security, since it protects the integrity and usability of your data and network. Means that both type of protection is required. Security is required for data security and for network security. It works like your personal wall to protect your network, as it identifies and targets different threats and then prevent them from gaining access to the network. There are four main type of network security that can take advantage, and we are also going to cover why you need them. Now we understand about the basic software type of protection, that which type of protections we require for our network side. Now first is the network access control. It is known as NAC. The network access control or NAC control, which people can access your network and which ones cannot. Means that which people can your access, which people can your hire your network. It allows you to identify different users and device and find out if unauthorized personnel are trying to gain access to the network. Means if anybody who want to capture your network, so this device automatically give the sense that this type of things and give you informations. You can therefore enforce different security policies in order to block device and control what can happen your network. Means that in this way you can control all things or which are going in your network side. You can also set up behavior analytical tools which help you identify abnormal behavior on your network, so that you get notified when someone is acting abnormally on your network. So other method is that you can use a behavior analytic tool. Behavior analytical tool automatically detects that what is the going in your network side. If any abnormal condition will be happen in your network, then it automatically detect and correct that error automatically. Now this is the first type of network security you can take in your network. Second is the application security. Application security means that the applications which are running in your network site. You can also take advantage of application security, which is designed to offer complete protection to your network. It is important since it ensures that apps which flows in the air are not targeted and taken advantage by hackers. It basically secure network from the threat of your applications getting hacked, which is why it is definitely an essential network security tools you must have. Means that there are many type of applications which are running in the network side, so the security of the application is also necessary, that anybody which is from outside that cannot hack to your network, so the security on the applications is also necessary. So this is the second type of security that is required in our network. Now third is the antivirus and anti-malware software. You can secure your network. You can secure your network using the antivirus and anti-malware software also. You must definitely use antivirus and anti-malware software in order to protect your network from spyware, phishing, trojan and virus. So these are some type of abnormals programs which will come in your network, then they can harm your network also. Malware is like a disease for your network and will not only stay within your network but will spring attacks and cause your system to malfunctions. Means that they can harm your network completely, so your network will be shut down. Antivirus and anti-malware software allow you to easily detect malware and other virus threats, since they will be continuously scanning the network searching for malware that is hiding. Means that if any malware is hiding in your network, then antivirus and anti-malware software detect that malware and inform you that what we do with this malware. So if any this type of program in come your network, then they can harm your network and also shut down your network. So we require the antivirus and anti-malware software also in your network. Fourth is the email security. Email security means that there are many type of Google services which are we using for the emails. So email security is also required in the network. It is important that you give importance to email security as well, as especially if you have a business that is primarily dealing with a lots of emails. Phishing attacks can severely comprise your business operations, which is why it is imperative that you invest in state-of-art email security. If hackers are able to get their hands on personal or financial information, they can resort to blackmail and will also start deceiving your clients by stealing their personal information and sending them malware. This is why email security has to be priority for every business running today. So we require the email security also, and we use the different type of tools for the email security, so that any important information cannot be get by the hackers. If anybody get your personal informations, business informations, so they can harm your clients, or they can send the unauthorized informations to client also. And fourth is the wireless security. Another network security type that you should invest in, it is wireless security. Businesses are conducting more businesses on the cloud, and this means wireless network and access point. The big problem here is that wireless network are not very secure and can be easily attacked by the hackers, and which is your wireless security needs to be top notch. Means that in present scenario we use the different type of tools, different types of systems in the wireless. We use the internet using the wireless, so wireless security is also required for the network security. So these 5 types of security is essential for any type of network. Congratulations friends. Till now you understand about the fundamental of network security. In this course you understand about the what is the network security, what is the networks, types of networks. Then you understand about the OSI model, that how OSI model should be work, and in the OSI model you learn about the different type of layers, their protocols, their applications, and their types of data, that how they handle the data. Then you understand about the that how types of errors, yeah, types of attacks which will be happen in your networks. And then you understand about the how we protect our systems, our network from these type of hacks, these types of attacks. So congrats that you understand all these things. Now it's time to quiz.